Hello, everybody. Welcome to Minneapolis St. Paul International Airports on this wonderful Wednesday, this post-election broadcast of MSP Airport Live. Touch and go. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Certainly, the weather has not been ideal the last several days, but we are surely relieved up here in the Northland to be receiving some very nice late fall weather. And we should continue to see the mostly clear, partly cloudy skies continue on into tomorrow. But as for our broadcasts this afternoon, as we work in towards the evening hours, we are losing plenty of daylight as we approach the winter solstice faster and faster. But the spotting is certainly going to be a little bit more interesting as we're approaching peak cargo season with the many cargo carriers that our airport sees throughout the year. And, of course, there's going to be some changes next year to MSP Airport, not just the runway that we're going to be spotting here, going to be out of commission, but we're going to see a shift in different airlines starting or even ending service to MSP. There's a lot to talk about here over the next few hours, a lot to spot. We're going to be primarily covering takeoffs today. 30 left is the active runway, which means that they will be going from right to left on your screen.
For departure, call me on point 9 to taxi with November.
And if you're just joining us, thank you everybody for tuning in. My name's Alex Redding. Nice to meet you. I'm the executive producer of MSP Airport Live. Doing a shorter broadcast today. I also do want to let everybody know and update you guys on just the current state of things with the channel. Last month was fairly slow. I had some health things come up that I needed to deal with and take time away for. And so after taking a very small sabbatical from doing live streaming, it's certainly great to be back at the aircraft viewing area, the place where MSP Airport Live got its start. We were going to do an anniversary broadcast on Halloween. I wanted to come back one more time before the end of October, but unfortunately our Minnesota weather had other ideas. I know some of you in the chat are also saying, hey, no, it's once you're right, but actually they just flipped the airport. I know some plane spotters that are in our chat right now. Thank you for tuning in. It was the 12s for most of the day, and that's what I'm hoping it will go back to eventually here. Winds are mostly calm today, but the 30s are now in use, it seems, for the time being, so we're going to cover everything the best that we can as we see it from here.
1471, Romeo 1 trade,
We'll also be back at the viewing area more extensively. I know many of you like spotting from the terminals, but we are going to be back here for, believe it or not, some technical reasons. Reception seems to be much better over here at the viewing area, and also just the fact that we're able to have a brand new setup that allows us to be over here and do broadcasts so much easier than it has been attempted in the past, which is always a nice thing.
For 3739 will be Charlie Papa at 308.
So it looks like we're going to have special guest RJ Bean. And I'm going to officially say that RJ is on our production crew now.
Delta 1471, monitor tower 126.7.
26.7 Delta 1471.
So also, because we did not get to our Halloween broadcast, I'm going to ask the question anyway. What's your favorite candy?
That'll work. Golf into the ground, ramp, we'll see 'em.
I know that many people up here in Minnesota were not out trick-or-treating on the 31st, I can tell you what.
Ground, the plane 21 is off, Foxtrot 1, ready for taxi.
And for those of you who are not from around here, we had some pretty nasty sleet and snow
Tower, that's 36, crossing
that was coming down on Halloween.
There, 36, map star, wind 230 right 30 left, clear line.
Certainly dampened a lot of the plans people had for going out and trick-or-treating or doing something outside.
Roger.
I certainly don't do that anymore, but I know for a lot of people the weather certainly was wreaking havoc.
At Delta, cross 30 left, right on Whiskey, cross runway 4, Delta.
And it was sleet, and then it turned to snow, and then it was back to rain, and oh boy.
Guys, 4283.
We love our weather up here in Minnesota. It's the most bipolar state for weather in the Union, I want to say. And there is a saying up here that if you can endure our weather, you can pretty much make it okay everywhere else. Yep, Lee, most kids in the metro area ended up going to the Mall of America for trick-or-treating. They do that every year. Sure, it was jam-packed because of how cruddy the weather was outside. The visibility was almost to the point where you couldn't really see much.
Tower 5036, we're receiving an indication on our PAPI. Let me know if it's working for you.
5036, we're not seeing it, but we're looking.
Something with the PAPI lights. Okay, it's an interesting development. Those are the lights
Delta 877, up star, flight in 300 and a 30
that are shown to pilots to tell them if they're too high or too low on the approach path for landing. And it's 4 linear lights. The goal is to have 2 illuminated, which means that you're on the correct glide slope, the right trajectory for landing.
Runway 4, and Alpha 8, hold short over 93 left.
It's a very essential piece of equipment to help these big commercial jets
Alpha 8 will hold short.
land safely.
30 left, Delta 2021.
Passing A22100 in our frame. Now, if I haven't moved for the past 5 or so minutes, it's because I'm working on getting some chat stuff set up so we can bring up some of your comments. Then we're going to go ahead and get to some spotting.
Southwest 3853 with November respect.
Let's go 3853, runway 30 right, taxi via Papa.
30 right via Papa, Dallas 3853.
Super Deck 6, I missed the gate, but your push is approved, and you said you want to go to Gulf 17? Six, Roger, tow via Charlie, hold short of runway 30 left.
Lee Harris says, hello, everybody.
Delta, and over to grounded, yeah, nothing on the PAPIs. I don't know if that was...
Good to see you, Lee. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday.
Yep, we'll call it up. Appreciate it.
Elias Lon, thank you for tuning in, buddy. Always good to see ya. Elias responded to my question about what's your favorite Halloween candy. Smarties are the best, 10 out of 10. That's one of my favorites.
There, 5036 going out full day.
Those mega Kit Kat bars are my favorite.
Delta Papa, 5036.
The really big Kit Kat bars, or Mike and Ike's. Essentially flavored, glorified sugar pills.
Delta 1471, map.
Aviation LAA, thank you so much for your membership. I saw the membership notification in our live chat just before we got up on the air.
Left, turn right on Whiskey.
Aviation LAA, always a regular viewer. Good to see you, buddy.
Right on Whiskey, Delta 2821.
And
Encore
LAA
37,
says,
39,
I'm surprised nothing diverted on Halloween. You know, I was kind of surprised, too, that nothing diverted on Halloween. I think it just speaks to how good our controllers are here at MSP and the pilot skill. The weather was certainly deteriorating into the later parts of the afternoon and evening on the 31st. So Aviation LAA and Main Cabin Plus. Want to go ahead and pull up our new member mention. And yes, by the way, become a YouTube member of MSP Airport Live. You can get interactive emojis. You can use the live chat and other features. By the way, we are cooking something special for our members. I went to the Northwest Airlines History Center's Aviation Collectibles Show and Sale back in the middle of last month. We talked to Scott Norris. He's the co-chair of the History Center. We talked to
Minneapolis.
Bruce Kitt from the History Center as well. One of the vendors.
85,
Actually, a couple of the vendors, including Donnie Gardner from DG Pilot. So we'll be releasing those short pieces as time allows. Certainly got a lot of footage from this year's event, more than we got last year. I know that we did a small piece on Tim Haskins' airline time machine business. Tim wasn't at the collectible show this year. I think it's a good time for me to get up onto the saddle here and take a look at our Dash 8s ascending into the blue off for Regina.
Encore 3739, cutting departure, ship. Encore 3739, cutting departure, ship.
Yeah, and that's a north parallel departure.
Delta 2821.
On runway 30 right.
Clear for takeoff.
Speaking of departures,
1471, cutting departure.
it looked to be a departure for a second, but it actually is an arrival.
3019.
Charlie, park at Fox 10, Delta.
It's an X Northwest Airbus A320.
Alpha, Fox 10, monitor point 9, Delta, 146.
Super Tug, 6 map start, Charlie, cross 30 left, continue via Alpha to the gate, monitor ground point 9 on the left side.
Charlie, cross 30 left, Alpha to the gate, point 9 on the other side, super safe.
About 5150, map star, wind 2606, running 30 right, clear land. Scout 3853, connect departure. Travel Charlie, departure, Papa.
An Embraer departure on the north side for SkyWest. Right, so I'm going to step off the mic for just a second as we welcome in guest RJ Bean. Got to go get her headset. And then we will resume the live plane spotting in just a second. We're not going anywhere. We're not going on a break. We'll just drop our audio for a second, and we'll be right back in a short bit.
Yeah, aircraft, dude. Southwest 2589 on residual 30 left.
Southwest 2589, map star, wind 2606, running 30 left, clear line.
30 left, clear lane, Southwest 2589.
Press 30 at 23. You probably could sneak you off at 30 right if you prefer that. Roger. Yeah, 30 right. Yep, expect that.
Well, and the fact that we have this new setup too, which makes it
There's pluses and minuses to every spot. So, that's the one. It's a great vantage point. So, and at the same time, save it for spend when you need to when enough summer goes around at this point.
that's a lot of lost revenue because we could have, in the amount of parking fees that we could have paid for, we just could have paid for this instead.
Yeah.
could have been just fine when we were.
It's like,
So and I ended up making the call, and I'm like, this took me like 30 minutes to set up, and I'm like, it's a
Tower, Sun Country 3030, ILS 30 left, 170 to Narco.
technique.
Sun Country 3030, map star, traffic 2 mile funnel, wind 2607, runway 30 left, clear land.
30 left, clear to land. We're parking at the cargo hangar today.
Plan to roll the mic.
Thank you.
That's good, because I know there hasn't been one since. So. And I'm active for Afton, although I haven't done anything yet because I'm thinking our new department manager, not new to Afton, put the word out for people that can help with policing.
Kilo 5115, pop to the gate, monitor ground point 9ers, yep.
Haven't done anything yet. We have returned to winter and departmental training on Saturday. So I'll finally get the clock in and
I'm sure that for you, it's going to feel so good when you get back to it. I mean, like, I can remember just, when I felt to drive a shop.
I haven't done anything since I was there. So, and I did do my last road trip for the state parks to the southeast corner of the state. Yeah, I did Byron Big Island, Forest Focus Valley, and
Ground up to 2885. We are just off the gate. Box 11, ready for tech.
2885, runway 30 right, taxi via Delta Papa.
Delta Pablo, 30 right, Delta 2885.
06, runway 30 right, clear line.
I mean, I took my car in for an oil change yesterday and did a new oil or air filter while I was at it. Unfortunately, nothing else popped up, so. But I'm still trying to get gutter to the front corner of the house.
At 434, Minneapolis ground, push to the approved runway 17, and new departure frequency 124.7.
124.7 for departure frequency. We're clear to push. We're planning 17, 434, thanks.
Garage store.
Which time is it on?
I forget, but I actually got to go take one of my pickup watches to go get it fixed because there's
Southwest 2589, Charlie Tango Delta. You can monitor ground point 9ers, yep.
Charlie Tango Delta, monitor ground. Have a great day. Southwest 2589.
That's the spring is not like the gears. There's something within the movement that needs to be corrected or needs to be fixed. So
Tower 686, Bravo Echo, outside Narco.
I some scratches on the
686 Bravo, Echo Map Star, wind 2705, runway 30 left, clear line.
30 left, clear lane. 686, Bravo Echo.
first one ever. This is I know. I love the dial. This is probably the best dial they've ever done. Like
I
period.
know. I got one off one of our cruises that came in one of those big plastic heavy-duty boxes.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I'm still in that box. And I've got a.
Oh, you mean like the dive case for it?
I don't know if it's that or not. It's just the way some of the watches are packaged. So, and then I also have a couple of Citizen Eco-Drive watches and a watch that I got off of one of their cruises as far as I just, that's what my mom was problem is, they're with me, so that's the one that really did so much of with mom, and I don't know, I'd like to go again at some point, but it's going to be a pretty hard thing to do because I'd be by myself, and the accommodation situation is always different because it's based on the occupancy, so you either pay the extra for that, or you get on a ship that's got single cabins, and Holland America doesn't have 3 of them. So, but now I can fly it.
I'm going to be 3030, turn left at Mike. Mike Sierra November, cross 17, Lima to the ramp.
Alright, left turn Mike Sierra November, cross 17, Lima to the ramp. Have yourself a great day. Sun Country 3030.
Sorry for the absence, everybody. I just wanted to get RJ all mic'd up. RJ Bean, welcome to the broadcast. How you doing today?
Hey, Alex, doing pretty good. I saw the notification on YouTube early this afternoon, and I said, hey, get out of the house. Go out and help Alex today.
The 160 Heavy Minneapolis
So
ground,
here
push
I
back
am.
approved, 30
And
left, now for
I
departure,
wasn't
point
sure
9
where
taxi.
you were going to broadcast today, so when I left, I headed to the cell phone lot, so I figured I'm kind of in the middle. I can go either direction. So once I found out you were over here, I
Transport 4524 heavy me up there, approach 2 mile final.
relocated here to the viewing area.
Clear your event.
B-17 if you can take it, otherwise if you need 30 left we can make that work.
2254, what's your key? You can use Mike and kind of compound energy, yep.
So I don't know if you folks heard this,
Delta 2254, maps contact CBM Mike.
but we are going to get an ATI
Cross my
767-300, and I'm willing to bet it's for Prime Air. It's been eons since I've seen one here at MSP Airport.
434, we're ready to taxi.
Ever since Sun Country started doing the freight contracts with Amazon, ATI set their 76s elsewhere. You could always expect a daily Prime Air 767-300F departure and arrival.
Unit 434, my 17 taxi via Quebec.
They'd usually
Cross
come
runway
in
4,
from
join Mike,
Baltimore.
and hold short of runway 30 left.
And they would depart for one of Amazon's air distribution centers in Ohio.
Join Mike, and we'll hold short of 30 left and 434.
Heard a couple more, who else?
And speaking of, that 76 is on final. We can see him.
Cross 3923, runway 30 right, taxi via Papa.
30 right, taxi via Papa, west 3920.
Puma 98, taxi to signature
And
via
this is an arrival that is
Western at
ahead of
Charlie,
the
hold short of runway
ATI
30 left.
76. This looks to be one of Target's corporate jets.
Puma 98, I might have said the wrong way. Hold short runway 30 right at Charlie.
Whiskey to signature, you can stay with me.
Whiskey 7, Whiskey, stay with you. Bravo. Disregard. I thought that call was for us.
Oh no, someone else.
This is 2505, runway 30 right, clear line.
$22.54 use. Caution for Lufthansa pushing down there. I'm not sure how far back they're going to go.
2254.
Anyone else?
That's right, RJ. We've also got Lufty as well that'll be departing on our broadcast.
17, call me on .9er to taxi.
And I don't know if we can pick this up, but we've got a nice looking contrail.
434, monitor tower
And
126.7.
Yes, our priority now is on the arrival.
Well, you know what? Here, I'm going to see if I can pick it up.
If you are, that is a...
Is that the one that you are referring to, RJ? That contrail right up there.
Oh, yeah.
Who is that?
That is a UPS flight from Anchorage to Louisville. And they are up at 33,000 feet. Yeah, my eyes picked those up.
Scott 3923, maps, sorry, you all set? Gas 3923, turn left heading 170, runway 30 right, cleared for takeoff, traffic's on a 4 mile final. Transport 4524, left turn Mike. We'll go Mike Sierra November, cross 17, Lima to West Cargo.
75, that's pushing.
We left Delta and Alpha will let you know. Delta 160 heavy. We also are not going to be able to make the 7 mile restriction.
Okay, I'll pass that along. Puma 98, monitor tower 123.905.
left heading 40, have the moniker. Then 434 ma'am, Pacific Tower, Mike cross right 30 left, turn right whiskey.
Cross 30 left, joined whiskey for 17, United 434.
Can't get much closer than that.
That's the other reason why we're going to be back over at the viewing area on a more consistent basis.
Tower Century 604 ILS 30 left.
Secondary 604 ma'am, sir, wind 2403 and a 30 left, clear line.
30 left for the land, Century 604.
Want to give a big shout out to the wonderful folks up at MSP Tower, orchestrating the chaos here this afternoon into the evening.
Runway 17.9 to taxi.
3923, turn left heading 170.
Fun little fact about our ATC tower here at MSP Airport.
7 ground point on airfield.
Notice the part of the tower that's attached to the main superstructure on the right. All the windows, the fire escape stairs. That was the original tower before 1735 was built.
Cross runway 4, United 467.
Cross runway 30 right.
And what they did was they built a new tower right next to the old one. They attached it to the old one, turned the base of the old one into offices, and then they relocated the cab of the tower. That's where the controllers are while on duty. They moved the cab from the old tower to the new tower. So that's why our tower looks weird and a little bit larger than, I guess, most airports. If we're talking about in terms of the width of the structure.
United 467 passed by on the C-130 on Charlie.
There's a lot of character at this major international airport.
1036.
Speaking of which,
17 taxi via Bravo, Charlie.
let's glide over to have a gaze at Terminal 1.
Hey, runway 17 via Bravo, Charlie, and
so that roof line
we'll join Charlie behind the
that looked like the ridges of old Dutch potato chips,
1036, thanks. New departure frequency.
which is another Minnesota staple, snack food, by the way. That is the original terminal when Wold Chamberlain Field went big time. It's one of the last remaining originally built terminals in the nation. So there's a lot of history with the main concourse at Terminal 1. Terminal 1 and the rest of the airport's getting a serious makeover over the next decade to expand operations.
26.7 Delta 1036.
Clear for takeoff.
Heading 180, runway 17, clear for takeoff at 434.
C-130.
I concur.
And where there's one, there's usually two.
Stanza 43 heavy, may have started to reach your left line of 08, traffic across downfield.
Stanza 43 heavy, monitor 126.7. Have a good day.
And here comes a Tide Pod.
Secretary 572 maps there, traffic to heavy 787 in position.
Well, you know you're at MSP when you see a Delta 757 crossing behind a C-130 Hercules. We're going to be getting C-130J Super Hercules pretty soon at MSP, if they haven't already started showing up.
Puma 908, map start, Charlie cross 3 your left, continue via whiskey to signature. .1036 map start, Charlie cross runway 3 your left, turn right whiskey, cross runway 4.
I got to get my right arm loosened up. That's a salute with that 7.5 over there. Going to Atlanta.
1036 towers 26.7. They're looking for you.
1036 tower, yep.
583 November whiskey.
No response. There's speed, hold short, 3 your left.
75-3.
Left, just let me know when you're ready.
November 5, see you steady.
Alright, so that's a 43 heavy, runway 3 your left. And hold short, runway 3 your left, wait.
November 5, see heavy, hold short, runway 3 your left.
Delta 1036, Minneapolis Airport, up Charlie cross 30
There's
left,
our
turn right,
lofty
west,
bird
cross
headed
runway
off
4, traffic
to
gonna fall
Frankfurt.
off
All right, cross 30 left at Charlie, right turn on Whiskey and cross runway 4, Delta 1036.
United 434, connect departure.
Departure, switch in 434.
Tower, City 330, coming ILS 301.
There's a C-130.
16,
Breaker 4667, runway 30 right, taxi via Delta Papa.
It's 2304 and 30 left, clear line.
Well, and we'll slow down on City 330.
From the runway.
Goes 5767, 30 left now for departure, 30 left.
30 left, go west.
119, Charlie, Charlie 6 to the gate, you can monitor ground point on airstrip. Down to 43 heavy, traffic citation 5 mile final, runway 30 left, line of point.
From the 483, roger, runway 30 left, line up and wait.
Travel to departure, Quebec, altimeter 3020. Tree 532, Delta to the gate to monitor ground point on airship.
Delta to the gate, monitor point on
Sure.
Lufthansa 43 heavy, turn right, heading 360, 93 left, clear for takeoff.
And from the 483, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff, and when airborne heading 360. 19, are we good to head over to our gate, Echo 3?
Just 719, taxi to the gate.
All right, everybody, here comes Lofty.
Zero 5 Minneapolis ground runway 30 right, taxi via Papa and join Papa behind the Embraer. Delta 1476, you said?
Ooh, look at that wing flex.
1476, I found you there. Push is approved, runway 30 right, 0.9 to taxi.
Down to 43 heavy, contact departures, yep.
From the 483, heavy departure, goodbye.
Minneapolis meter, push approved, runway 30 left now for departure, 0.9 to taxi with Quebec.
Bye-bye, Lofty. We'll see you later in the week.
Delta 1036, Minneapolis Tower, flighting 180, runway 17, clear for takeoff. Garrett 4667, Minneapolis Airfield, up Costa McTerminal to be 5 and trail of a heavy 787. Turn right heading 360, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
Delta 160 Heavy to the left in frame right now, awaiting Clearance to line up and wait and depart
160
runway
heavy,
30 left
left,
for
line up,
Amsterdam Schiphol International.
Guys, 4305 Minneapolis Tower, the Ember's on the road, runway 3's right, full length, line up tonight.
I'll tell you what, RJ, 3 p.m. seems to be the time to come online. I'll tell you what, stuff starts happening almost instantly.
Oh, yeah. And of course, with our days being shorter up here now, this is...
Quebec, Charlie Alpha.
All right, here goes 160.
D338, Whiskey 7, Whiskey to signature. You can monitor ground point enter. Yep.
Whiskey 7, Whiskey with mount on the ground point 9.
320 with signature with November. Request taxi.
2 wants to taxi with you.
With the AM320 and signature today.
It's AM320, Minneapolis, it's going to be runway 30 left now for departure. Let us citation into the ramp. And then behind them, runway 30 left, taxi via Whiskey.
We got the citation inside,
Right,
taxi
our
30 left via
757
Whiskey. It's the AM320.
Northwest, former Red Tail is rotated, and they are now airborne to
30 right, point 9
Atlanta
taxi.
off of runway 17, and we've got
Also
our
looking to push.
flight to Amsterdam, another Red Tail, former Red Tail.
There's a lot of ex-Northwest metal that Delta flies out of MSP. It's second busiest hub in the network. Even though DTW is larger by land area, Minneapolis-St. Paul beats Detroit when it comes to connecting flights and the amount of activity.
Keep the Ember in sight, turn right, heading 360 on a 3's right, clear for takeoff.
DTW will occasionally, depending on certain things, it will trade off with MSP as to how busy it is for Delta, but MSP certainly is Delta's second or third busiest hub. Mostly their second busiest.
Okay, 4667, connect departures, yep.
Right now, we are awaiting the departure of 160 Heavy, and here she comes.
1036, connect departures, yep.
Good afternoon, Delta 1476, push complete, right taxi Quebec.
Delta 1476, runway 30 right, taxi via Bravo, Charlie Papa.
Bravo, Charlie, Papa, 30 right, Delta 1476.
Delta 3020, ready to taxi with Quebec.
21, Delta 320, runway 30 left, taxi via Delta Whiskey.
Delta Whiskey to 30 left, Delta 3020.
Delta 160 heavy, turn right, heading 340, contact departures, yep.
340 heading, switching departure, Delta 160 heavy, switching in there.
Amsterdam departure, Romeo current, altimeter 3020.
I love that turn on the climb out. How was that?
Oh, that's awesome. Gets my full and undivided attention.
Well, I suppose, considering the aircraft's size and the amount of racket it makes.
It's that NW tail number on the end.
So as Pratt & Whitney's giving us a visceral sensation from the viewing area. We felt that. We didn't just hear it loud and clear. We actually felt it.
Never gets old.
Especially when you're doing some plane spotting from a location such as this.
Wind is 2505, runway 30 left, clear land.
Line 30 left, Delta 17.
Minneapolis Superground pushback is approved. It'll be runway.
Should also see
try to get you 30 right.
Steady increase in departures as we continue to work through the evening. So, what are you looking forward to as we barrel towards the winter months with plane spotting, RJ?
Well,
what do you like most about winter spotting that's right around the corner?
As long as I can do it, doesn't matter from where.
I suppose so.
To be honest, where I'm at with the Twin Cities ski resort I'm at, I can even do it from there.
Ooh, You know what? Aviation LAA, that's a really good point. Here, let me bring this up here because this is also news that we posted, or reposted, I should say. But we're going to be getting A340s in January. Not a diversion. This is not a joke. For a week in January, MSP Airport will see the A340-300 in regular service with Lufthansa. This is not a joke. This is not a test. We'll be seeing A340s for only a week, though, but we will have A340s for the first time in scheduled service to Minneapolis, St. Paul. First time in the decade, first time since Air France last flew the type to MSP back in the 2010s. How cool is that?
Okay, I think I just remembered seeing that here recently on the Facebook page here for MSP Airport.
Yeah, and we are going to try mightily to get out here and capture that. Now, I will say we're going to be out here spotting less during the winter months because the La Nina is expected this year, and it's going to be very cold. Average winter temperatures or below average is what is forecasted according to the Farmer's Almanac, which is mostly accurate. But even the current weather models and from the National Weather Service, a lot of meteorologists, a lot of weather enthusiasts are predicting a cold winter this year here in the Northland.
Yeah, and I've had some people ask me what do I think my predictions are as related to like the ski season. It's just like, well, at the same time too, with the forecasts in mind, it's also what Mother Nature decides to throw at us, despite those forecasts. So we'll see.
Elias asked the question, will it be daily? And that is in response to the A340s that we're going to be getting here at MSP. The answer to that is no. We'll be seeing them about the same frequency per week, just about.
We've got 170 on final, about to touch down from Seoul.
So we should probably get that.
Yep. A350.
Don't worry, everybody. We're going to have it for you.
Yep.
So it'll be a 30 left departure.
It's going to enter from the right to left in your frame.
Since the skies have cleared off, since it being cloudy earlier this morning, it's a lot easier to see them coming in on final besides just tracking them on flight tracking app.
Runway 30 left, clear to land. Winds 250 at 4.
All right, here she is, Big Sexy in the house. The A350-900.
And they left 10 hours and 56 minutes ago, so they're going to be glad to be down.
30 left, on way, traffic 8 mile, final is a BizJet.
They have reached their destination.
This damn 320, affirmative. Delta 170 Heavy, turn right on Mike, turn right on Alpha, contact ground point 9er.
Mike Alpha, ground point 9, Delta 170. Ground Delta 170's on Mike heading to Alpha for gate Gulf 4.
Delta 170 Heavy, Minneapolis ground taxi via Alpha Cross runway 4.
Southwest 320 Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left on way, traffic 4 out, is a BizJet, be ready.
5.30 left, Delta 320.
Turning 732, wait for the Embraer off the left, so the CRJ off the left to pass around the tail, then runway 30 right, taxi via Papa.
Delta 1476 Minneapolis Tower, turn right heading 360, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
Oh, by the way, if I haven't already mentioned it, we have two One World 737-800s here for American Airlines.
Vista M320, turn left heading 260, contact departure.
Left 260, contact departure, Vista M320.
Emily, they're going to Fort Lauderdale. A Bombardier Challenger 300. Southwest 320 headed to Chicago Midway.
Delta 2591, turn right heading 340, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
Delta 3832, runway 30 left, activity at Delta Whiskey.
Skies 5767, Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left on way. 2732.
Delta 1476 departing north side for Detroit Metro.
320, turn left heading 260, contact departure.
Left behind 260, we're departure, Southwest 3020.
Delta 1476, contact departure. Delray Hotel Fox, turn left at Delta, taxi via Whiskey to signature, monitor .9.
Delta Whiskey, signature, monitor .9, Delta Fox.
Delta 2732, Minneapolis Tower, turn right, heading 360, runway 30 right, cleared for takeoff.
This is Delta 2591
5767, turn left
ascending for Boston Logan with an A321.
American 20F53, Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left on a void.
Quick.
2591, contact departure.
Those on the left side will get a nice look at downtown Minneapolis off in the distance.
There we go. We got Southwest on the move. The flight bound for St. Louis Lambert. First, we got a SkyWest departure with an Embraer off to Will Rogers at Oklahoma City.
Go 13, American 32. They switched up around to 30 left for departure now.
Skies 5767, turn left heading 260, contact departure.
Left turn heading 260, departure Skies 5766.
American 2953, turn left heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff. Affirmative. American 3269, Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left on deploy.
Runway 30 left, American 3269.
Delta 2732, contact departure.
All right, here's American Airlines off to Dallas, Fort Worth.
Delta 756, runway 30 right, taxi via Papa.
American 3269, turn left heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
280 on the go, clear for takeoff, runway 30 left, 32.
American 2953, turn left heading 260, contact departure.
Left 260, going to departure, American 2953.
Number 5063, Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left, on it, boy.
Tower flight is 9 Gulf X-ray, ILS 30 left.
November 9 Gulf X-ray, Minneapolis Tower, traffic holds in position, runway 30 left, clear to land, the wind 270 at 6.
Clear to land 30 left, 9 Gulf X-ray.
There, we've got our one world. Two back-to-back American 73 departures. And that's the flight bound for Dallas.
Turn left heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff. Southwest 3832, Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left, on a boy, traffic 5 out, BizJet.
Runway 30 left, boy, Southwest 3832.
American 3269, turn left heading 260, contact departure.
260, switch, American 3269, we'll see you.
Yeah, we're in a little bit of a lull for arrivals. But they're coming.
We've got plenty of departures on tap, and here's a CRJ barreling down with 30 left.
Delta connection operated by Endeavor Air was a Mitsubishi CRJ-900 headed to Des Moines, Iowa. 202 nautical miles.
Delta 76, Minneapolis Tower, flying 300, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
And here's Southwest departing for St. Louis Lambert.
Delta 3832, turn left heading 260, contact departure.
Left turn 260, switch and departure Southwest 3832.
It's one of the loudest buzzsaws that I've ever heard from a CFM 56 set of power packs.
Ground American 3268, taxi Romeo.
American 3268, can you make that right turn out there, or do you want to make the left 180?
Got a Pilatus PC-12 in frame.
Yeah, we can make a right turn.
Just arrived from Marquette.
3268, runway 30 left, taxi via Delta Alpha.
30 left via Delta Alpha, American.
Airport code MQT, Mike Quebec Tango. Don't see too many of those aircraft here. Certainly an unusual sight.
November 98 Gulf X-ray, continue straight ahead into parking. G1023, Minneapolis Tower, winds 2605, runway 30 left, clear land.
30 left, clear 2 minutes, 10 minutes.
Ooh. Guess what's coming in next, Alex?
MD-11?
A mosquito.
Oh. You had my hopes up there for a second. Come on.
Well, we always like those little mosquitoes coming in here. This one's coming in from Thief River Falls with Bemidji Aviation. Of course, now with the weather cooling down, hopefully the seasonal mosquitoes will
Golf 15 Delta 2593 Minneapolis to ground.
kind of go off
left
on
for
their merry way
departure now. 0.9 for taxi.
next spring, summer.
Hopefully the frost will kill them off. That's the official state bird of Minnesota is the mosquito, the common mosquito. And if you are wondering why, just come up here for a summer and then you can get all the exposure you need to know why we say that.
Yeah, and I was listening in on the broadcast from when I found out where you were today, and over at the cell phone lot, and talking about the weather on Halloween. I spent some time with my family on Sunday, and I ended up staying with them Sunday night and driving back Monday morning. They are north of Minneapolis and east of St. Cloud, and they had 4 to 6 inches
Interesting.
of that wet snow on Halloween. And as I was driving, heading up their way, I noticed there were piles of snow along the side of the road showing me signs that they had enough. They had to plow the roads. And then there were the remnants of the kids' sleds and paraphernalia out in the yard from being out in it.
Oh, boy.
So... And I do know there's a couple of ski resorts up here in this area that did try making some snow when the temperatures called for it. With the rain we've had the last few days, I don't know, wonder how much of it is still around. I know where I'm at, they haven't even started because there's kind of what's called a wet ball formula.
Okay.
That comes into play for snowmaking, and it's basically a combination of humidity and air temperature. So doesn't fit into the parameters to do it, they won't make it.
Elias, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Elias says, Alex and RJ and flying to Atlanta in April with Delta, and I can choose from a 737 which Sun Country has A321 and a 757. Any idea which one to take?
30 left taxi via Whiskey.
Always go with the 757 if you have the chance.
Hotel Foxtrot, what do you guys want for your squawk today?
Yeah, as far as Sun Country, fly best seats if you can afford it.
571, you got thanks.
So fly best seats in Sun Country. It's a better experience, and I've flown in the regular coach class and the best seats, so I could tell you.
Sierra, November, hold short of runway 35.
The best seats is the way to go. But as far as with Delta, certainly fly the 757s if you can, because those aircraft are going to get upgraded first with those new cabins, by the way.
Ground Delta 25.
Yes, I've had an email from Delta on that.
Aircraft 1 Delta 25.
There's our mosquito from Thief River Falls.
Passing
through the frame.
46 Minneapolis to ground, push approved, 30 left. .9 shows power, combine that anyways.
Yeah, for those that don't know what we refer to as a mosquito here, there's your answer.
I know, right?
They always taxi so fast.
Joom. Oh, I like that.
Ground, sorry, Longgate Delta 2146. Just confirm we're clear to push off Gulf 21.
Delta 2146 affirmative, no problem. Your pushback is approved for a 30 left departure.
Thanks for pushing out Delta 2146.
Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left, 1 await.
30 left on its way, next start.
Delta 1613, turn right at Delta or Charlie and contact ground point 9.
Alright, we make Delta and point 9, Delta 16.
You can probably hear the rumblings of stuff getting set up in the background.
Turn left heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Left turn 280, 30 left, clear for takeoff, American 3263.
And that is our other One World
We need just a second.
737, so we're going to capture that, and then
copy, hold short runway 30
we're going
left, advise ready.
Hold short, please. 30 left.
say hello on our face cam.
And Delta 2590, please right there.
Delta 2593, runway 30 left, line up wait.
30 left, line up wait, Delta 2593.
This is American Airlines off to Charlotte.
Delta 2593, fly runway heading, runway 30 left,
Runway heading and 30 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 2593.
Gulfstream 198, Hotel Foxtrot, Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left, line up and wait, caution wake turbulence from the departing Airbus. American 32.
Sorry about that. Kind of biffed the shot. I had something catch on the tripod. Get that out of the way now.
American
Oops.
3268, good night.
And here's Delta to Orlando.
Unit Tower, Delta 2212, 30 left, gate box 13.
Delta 2212, Minneapolis Tower, traffic close in position, runway 30 left, clear to land, winds 2604.
Clear to land, 30 left, Delta 2212.
Delta 2593, turn left heading 260, contact departure.
Left 260, going departure, Delta 2593.
Gulfstream 198, Hotel Foxtrot, fly runway heading,
We've got a
runway
couple
30
parallel
left,
arrivals coming in on final on the north side. We've got Delta Flight 2006 from Milwaukee, 717, and on...
That little speck off in the distance is that 717.
And then coming in on our side, on 30 left, is Delta 2212 from Fort Lauderdale and A321. So...
And that speck off in the distance, those lights, that is the flight we are talking about.
So the Fort Lauderdale flight is a little bit further out. You know, when I'm making the drive coming out here, it always gets me excited to see the flights coming in from this direction.
You can take a look at the atmosphere above the Twin Cities. We've got a lot of that overcast, dreary, nasty weather
Gulfstream 8, Hotel Foxtrot, turn left
heading
heading
its way out of
260,
here.
contact departure.
260, 2478, Hotel Fox, yeah.
Supposed to be pretty similar weather tomorrow, although the wind forecast is certainly to be much more intense than today.
2062 Minneapolis Tower, winds 2504, runway 30 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 30 left, Delta 22.
Delta 2062,
It's been a little
you're
bit since
5.5
we've seen
inch
MSP
rail,
Tower.
Company bus, additional traffic may hold in position.
Okay, we'll set slow, Delta 2062.
ground to 2006, clear 30 right, parking Foxtrot 4.
Delta 2006 Minneapolis ground, taxi via Charlie Bravo, good day.
Charlie Bravo, good day, 2006.
Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left, line up and wait, traffic, company bus, 5 mile final.
And folks, we'd like to welcome you to the broadcast booth here at the aircraft viewing area. My name's Alex, that's RJ, and so good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. You know, it's been a little while since we've done a broadcast here from the viewing area, let alone at all. And I know that some personal reasons have kept me away for a while, and certainly good to be back with exceptional late fall weather here tonight. So talk about, RJ, if you would, what you're looking forward to as we approach the winter months. I know I kind of pitched it to you earlier when it comes to plane spotting here from the Twin Cities, but are you excited to hear that Discover's going to start flying here in place of Lufthansa?
I'm actually not that familiar with them, so I.
Oh, have you heard?
Well, I know of it happening. I'm just not that familiar with the airline in specific. So
the maintenance aircraft standby, Delta 2212 Minneapolis.
I'm always game to see new airplanes, different tails, and you name it, because you know me, I'll spot from anywhere I can see one flying over my head. And I know even when I'm at home, and if I've you know, the departures are out in the 12s, not the 30s as they are now, I can hear them literally go right over my house, and they send them out of here real quick. I mean, not much spacing. I hear one go over, and then a few seconds later, I hear another. So, I mean, as long as I hear something, I see something. I know I've mentioned the resort that I'm at during the winter. We get the traffic over us there, and it's just a part of being at this airport. I'm deeply rooted. My dad had so many takeoff and landings off of this runway. It just makes me so happy to be back after my time in the Tampa area.
Yeah, the Tampa area has just really been so unfortunate to not get hit by one but two major hurricanes.
Yes, and I have been in contact with some of my former neighbors down there. We still do keep in touch.
I hope they're doing okay.
Yeah, they're doing fine. You know, it's fortunate that I think our homes in the area that we were in were built at a time when they were, because of course the building codes have changed down there over time. And from what I've seen pictures, everybody looks good. There didn't appear to be any damage with the roofs. A lot of tree limbs down. It didn't sound like anybody lost power both times when the Helene and Milton went through. But it's certainly been hard to see the places that they've shown in the coverage of the aftermath, because there are places that I have personally been, or like my car has driven, like say on the roads along the beaches that got
I'm going to take a step back. That is RJ's car.
The red tail.
Yeah, there's a little red tail on it.
You know, like the loss of the roof at Tropicana Field. I mean, I've been in there quite a few times. I mean, there was a time when the Tampa Bay Lightning came into the NHL. They played their home games there.
Runway 30 left.
Yeah, it used to be called the Thunderdome.
Yep.
The original one.
Yep. And then, of course, they finally built what is this day Amalie Arena in downtown Tampa. I was watching Port Tampa webcam from the top of the Marriott Water Street, and there was water up onto Water Street from the flooding from Helene. So that wasn't fun to see either. And places that I've been down on Anna Maria, a little place that was down there called the Rod and Reel Pier, it's completely gone. The Anna Maria Island City Pier, the only thing that's left is the building that was out on the end. You know, the list goes on and on. 2146 to San Diego.
Delta 2842 from Knoxville.
The 2146, turn left heading 260 now, and contact departure.
Left turn 260 over to departure, Delta 2146.
The 2884.
There's a look down Cargo Road.
5.5 trailer company bus. Additional traffic will hold in position. Runway 30 left, clear to land. Wind 2705.
Also down there is the threshold for runway 17. This is the only way in or out of the viewing area.
Yeah, we're practically right in the middle of the airport here. And for those of us that come out here, we actually have to pass through a couple of tunnels to get out here. And
That's right.
Tunnels involve going under runway 17. And there's a second one that's a taxi strip from the behind the FedEx building here.
Biggest key is not to be on the phone with anybody while you're passing through those tunnels. You will lose reception.
Sierra Lima, Minneapolis, runway 30 left, line up and wait. Traffic's in 73, about
There
a
are probably
5
some
mile.
people that are like, do you speak from experience? Yes.
Roger, I'll show spot 1 in the 30 right pad open. Thank you.
This is Delta 2181 from Dallas, Fort Worth with an ex-Northwest Airlines A319.
Oh, salute time.
Delta 2181, turn right at Delta and contact ground point 9.
Delta ground point 9, Delta.
That never gets old.
Citation 587 Sierra Lima, turn left heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
So the airlines that have
2181
had the
Minneapolis ground,
seasonal
taxi to Colorado.
service,
Have a
is
great
there
day.
anybody not
Bravo,
coming
Delta
back
2182.
in the spring?
Well, according to the Thrifty Traveler, which broke the news about Lufthansa, by the way, pulling out of MSP Airport until 2026 because of an equipment shortage, not because of route performance, thankfully. They also, in the article, and I think it was very much overlooked, that they also mentioned that Condor will not be coming here anymore. Of course, that is subject to change, but we certainly hope that that does not happen.
So in regards to our winter spotting, it'll just be
That A340
yeah. So that'll
contingent
be
is certainly going to be the highlight.
right.
Left turn heading
Who knows, it might be overshadowed by something completely different. And here is Delta 2884 from Baltimore.
Delta 2884, turn right on the runway or up to Mike and contact ground point 9.
Right turn at Mike, ground point 9. Good night, Delta 2884. Delta 2884 is clearing itself. It's Mike for Fox 12.
Delta 2884, Minneapolis ground, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 4. Have a great day.
Alpha cross 4 to parking. Good night, Delta 2884.
Do I see a C-130 coming in? I see the smoke. I see the trail.
I think you might be right, RJ. It's going to be a North parallel arrival, and you are absolutely correct, 100%. That is a CR. That I was about to say a CRJ. It's a C-130.
So it's the one that went out probably earlier, and they didn't have anybody else with it.
2981 Minneapolis Tower.
Go to the Fort Snelling Air Base on the north side of MSP International. Can't wait to start seeing some C-130Js, that's for sure. That's the stretched variant of the C-130. It's known as the Super Hercules.
Jazz 7228, taxi.
Jazz 722, runway 30 right, taxi via Delta Papa.
Runway 30 right, taxi via Delta Papa, Jazz 7.
So with the exception of the the A340s for that stretch, I guess it's just going to be normal Delta, mainly traffic in and out of here. And the other airlines that come in here as well. So
Lufthansa will be with us through most of the winter. KLM will not. KLM, they decided to opt to fly to Portland instead. So they decided that they were going to do that for the winter, which means that they're going to be still flying here, but it's only going to be during the spring, summer, and early fall. They're going to ditch us in the wintertime. And it's really disappointing because KLM, which is a founding Star... I was going to say Star Alliance. That's not accurate. Founding SkyTeam member with Delta. They really have, in my opinion, the better overall value for money out of here, especially when you look at the cost of tickets and the averages on those prices. KLM was usually the cheaper option compared to Delta to fly to AMS.
I have, you got the new amendment for the altitude climb via incident.
And you got to fly in a 777 or a Dreamliner. I mean, come on. Not that I'm dissing the A330, but those are certainly a little bit more spacious on the inside than a 330, 300, or 200 is. But I will say, as far as creature comforts go, as far as the seat width, I'd probably want to go with the Airbus option. Standard economy seat on a Boeing aircraft is 17 inches wide. And on an Airbus, can you guess how wide it is, RJ? It's very close.
I actually have not flown on a 7.8. It's been a pretty long time since I've been on a 777. So...
Well, the standard seat width in main cabin for Boeing aircraft is 17 inches. Airbus is 18 inches.
Oh, so it's the extra inch.
It does make a difference according to the studies Airbus conducted. But from user experience, in my own personal opinion, I tend to very much prefer that extra inch. I assume most people are going to be in agreement with me on that.
Meter and ground, push approved, runway 30 right, and 0.9
It also includes the seats on the aircraft and frame as Airbus A321 arriving for Delta.
If you'd like, otherwise up to Mike, turn right. And
it's arrival from Hartsfield Jackson, flight 2981.
Jazz 722, you can continue down Papa and then hold short of taxiway Papa 2. Once you're short of Papa 2, you may run the checklist there. Let the tower know 123.905 when you're ready and fully ready. He'll get you out of town.
Okay, taxi Papa, hold short Papa 2, and let tower know.
I love the commentary from the crew over there in the tower. That and the company.
Delta 2981 for gate Gulf 18.
Delta 2981 Minneapolis ground taxi via Alpha.
Give way to the bus. Ooh, I don't know if you could see that, but you could see the glow from just inside the engine, I think. Or both CFM56 power packs.
Oh, I missed it.
I'm sorry, UPS 55, 56 Heavy.
I don't know, maybe that was the way that the sun was also reflecting off the metal inside the engine. Who knows?
Well, as our days...
My viewfinder on my camera that I'm using to keep everything in frame is only so big.
And with the current time being what it is, when we went off of daylight savings, of course, it made a very noticeable difference of when our sunset is. Sorry about that. So...
I don't like it. I want more sun.
Yeah.
I'm already vitamin D deficient as it is.
Minneapolis ground taxi via Papa, cross runway 4.
And I know there's been talk in some areas about not dealing with the changing of the clocks in the spring and in the fall, going on and off of daylight savings.
Airbus near you. You likely will be blocked.
I know down where I was in the
engine,
west
hold
coast
on,
of Florida, in the
cut
Tampa
that
area, and
once they
it's
leave,
been a few
continue in.
years where I think they voted and approved to not do it, but it has to go through some other avenues in
We got
Washington.
our Pilatus PC-12 taken off.
Oh yeah, there we go. And up until when I left, they still hadn't totally approved it.
Pilatus 98 Golf X-ray, amend the altitude to maintain 3,000. I'll have a turn northbound in a minute.
We'll maintain 3,000, 98 Golf X-ray.
And when I was with family on Sunday, I was telling some of them that, you know, there's states like Florida where actually there's part of the panhandle in Florida that's in the central time zone.
Well, the viewing area, it's dark
Golf
enough.
X-ray, turn right heading
I'm going to pan back over to it that the lights have come on.
Contact departure.
8 Golf X-ray, right turn 360 after departure.
Yeah,
Good night.
because
How's that for a shot? Lights coming on, Pilatus PC-12, a little
732,
speck turning away off into the
United 732,
evening skies above
tower,
Minneapolis and
wind
St. Paul on this
2804,
Wednesday night. Thank you so
left,
much for tuning in to our live broadcast of live plate spotting from MSP International Airport. Hold on.
Land 30 left, 732.
yeah, and with the time.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
What do we have? Oh, look who's here! Munching away.
I thought it was Gerald for a second, which is the
Ground
name given to all the 13-line ground squirrels here at the airport.
Airways 3912, Minneapolis ground taxi via Papa.
Taxi via Papa, okay, 39. Ground at 1630 with Romeo ready, taxi.
No wonder why certain...
1630,
Oh,
runway
there he
30
goes.
Left, taxi via Delta Alpha.
Delta Alpha 30 left, Delta 1630.
There you go, folks. For all you animal lovers out there, that one was for you.
Yeah, when it comes to the...
Oh, hey, we got a heavy on very, very, very short final.
Ooh.
Airbus A300.
Delta 1028, runway 30 left, taxi via Alpha.
UPS from Chicago.
From Chicago, Rockford in specific, but yes, from the Chicago area. Mike. Turn left on Mike.
UPS 5556 heavy, turn left at Mike, taxi
Yes.
Mike Tango, and you can monitor ground, point 9.
That's it, Mike Tango, monitor ground 49, UPS 5556 heavy.
MG 1323, Minneapolis ground, it will be runway 30 right tonight, taxi via Lima, November.
So we have another C-130 Hercules on the downwind. I can see them.
Runway 35.
But, of course,
The call sign for
more
MG
pressing
1323 in
importance
November, hold short runway 35.
is this UPS going right by us on taxiway Mike. Did he wave back?
I don't think we got a wave that time.
Oh, I was trying to wave at them. I wasn't sure.
MG 1323, you'll monitor west tower now, 123.67.
Is on the ILS 301.
2983 Minneapolis Tower, your 6 and trail with a 73 additional traffic.
Yeah, when I was mentioning the
clear to land, wind 2704.
sunset issue, when we went off of daylight savings, our daylight is now down to about 9 hours and 55 minutes per day.
732, turn right at Charlie.
And regarding today's numbers, sunrise was at 6:59 a.m. this morning. First light was at 6:28. And we are approaching sunset at 4:55 p.m. Last light is 5:26.
732 on Charlie, gate Echo 6.
So if anyone wanted to know what I was doing
Charlie, Quebec.
with the camera,
Charlie, Quebec, tonight at 732.
wanted to get a nice little shot of downtown Minneapolis for you.
Delta 377 Jazz is working an issue.
So in photography or in videography, get ready for some technical jargon.
G1323, continue holding.
Don't worry, it's not going to be too bad. I was getting what's called a critical focus. Making sure that manually adjusting the focus to a far object, and then that will set a feature on a camera called a back focus if it has the right lens for it, or parfocal. This makes sure that everything will stay in focus no matter where I'm at, no matter how far I'm zoomed in or how close it is to the camera. Not always the case, though. Your mileage may vary. This is being done because autofocus tends to not perform very well when the ambient light isn't so great.
Delta to parking, monitor ground point 9.
Delta to parking, monitor point 9, 3104.
Delta 10.
How about some Sun Country?
Fly runway heading, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
We're heading 30 left, clear for takeoff, Delta.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Sun Country today. Sun Country is the hometown airline here in Minnesota.
0 Kilo Sierra, Minneapolis Tower. You're 5.5 in trail with the Airbus.
They have now turned into a low-cost carrier juggernaut. All right, here we go, RJ. 757 departure off 30 left.
From left to right, then the pushback approved. 0.904, the reposition.
Dash 3 headed to Atlanta.
Contact with you, Delta.
595 November Whiskey.
So 1028, turn left heading.
Hey, and it's a little bit of a Smoky Joe. Look at that.
260 departure, Delta.
1630 Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left, line up and wait, traffic citation.
And a little whiff.
That smoke is caused by oil burning.
And I love that smell of jet fuel.
As do I. Got another Airbus touching down on 30 left, X Northwest.
Still 2983, turn right at Delta, contact ground point 9.
Right on Delta, ground point 9, Delta 2983, good night.
Minneapolis meter and ground, runway 30 right, taxi via Quebec. You'll stay on the inner number 1 at the end.
And it's
Air Canada
Little
at the end is,
Chungus.
working an issue.
30 left on 1530.
The A319 is wider than it is long.
Delta 1533, Minneapolis Tower, wind
AKA
2604,
minibus.
runway 30 left, clear land.
30 left, clear to land.
Minibus. Sounds like that would be a very fitting place in a Dumb and Dumber movie.
Delta and Quebec. Have a great night.
Delta, Quebec, Delta 2983.
That and maybe what, the 220?
I don't know about the 220. I think it's a little bit too sophisticated for that kind of a...
Delta Sierra Charlie 23.
Yeah, 722 Minneapolis Ground, are you up? Sorry to hear that, Jazz 722. There is a CRJ passing off your right wing now. So give way to that RJ, and then we may make the U-turn for that.
Headed to Kansas City. Another A319, but it's not a former Red Tail.
Hey, Jazz 722. It's all good, Jazz 722. You can start the taxi whenever. Let me know if it's going to be longer than about a minute.
What's the registration?
The registration
Jazz
was...
Let's go 3771 on Charlie for Charlie 23.
That was 3771 Minneapolis
November
contact Papa.
Boxster.
The bus, no factor.
Yeah, take
Called
Papa,
it
no,
the
it's
B
3771.
for Boxster.
Delta 1630.
I see you making all that rocket over there.
260
Bemidji Aviation with the Swearingen Fairchild Metroliner holding short of runway 30 left on taxiway Mike.
Is that the same one that came in here just a short time ago and they're headed back out?
November 300 Kilo Sierra, turn left Whiskey 7, turn left Whiskey, and then Whiskey 6. You can monitor ground point 9.
Whiskey 7, Whiskey 6.
I'm going to bail on this arrival.
Bemidji 1323 Minneapolis Tower at Mike, cross runway 30.
There we go, RJ. Got another C-130 Hercules. North side on runway 30 right.
That's the one I saw that go kind of went over us on the downwind.
Okay, into the gate after the opposite traffic. Go 3771.
722, give way to the opposite direction Airbus. They're parking at gate Delta 6 area. Once they pass, then continue via Quebec, Delta.
And they've disappeared.
Delta 1379 Minneapolis Tower.
The wind's been pretty tame here for most of the day across the Twin Cities, especially as we are well into the evening hours now. As the daylight continues to fade and the sun sets over the horizon out to our west. Hard to believe it is not even 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. And we're getting sundown.
Jazz 722, leave plenty of room for that Airbus. They're waiting for their marshalers
The
to walk out.
arrival is
A couple are
Delta
there, but just leave them plenty of room.
1533 from Chicago O'Hare, 717. Former AirTran. The registration number ending in
Delta
the letters
1533, turn right at Mike, contact ground point 9.
And a Mike, ground point 9, Delta 1530.
Delta 2574, Minneapolis Tower at Whiskey 10, cross runway 30 left and join Bravo all further.
Whiskey 10, cross 30 left, join Bravo, Delta 2574.
Romeo.
59 minutes.
Okay, we'll hold for now and we'll
from departure to arrival.
I bet you they were not serving any snacks or anything on board. I mean, that's...
Delta 1533, Minneapolis ground, Charlie 4, taxi straight ahead.
Yeah.
That is essentially up and down.
Cross runway 4.
Yep, but the number of times that I've gone between Tampa and Atlanta, it's the same scenario.
Jazz 722,
It's such a
after
short
the Airbus,
flight,
continue
it's
via Quebec,
really
Delta.
difficult for them to do much of service in the cabin.
Mike 6, cross runway 22 and monitor ground point 9 now.
Look at
Bravo,
that.
Mike 6, cross 22.
And a C-130 that is off in the distance
We're clear to push.
on the left of your screen, now joining Hard to tell what taxiway that is. You got the 717 in the foreground here. I mean, it's the many plethora of spots like this around MSP that provide such spectacular photo and video opportunities. It's the things that the video people like myself and many of the photographers also notice that we'll call out sometimes just with framing and whatnot. It's aesthetically pleasing. It looks cool. See a lot of cool stuff from this vantage point.
Delta 1533, give way to company exiting.
Give way, Delta 1533.
All right, here we go. Here's an arrival.
It
arrived on runway 35. 35 is now open for arrivals. This is the next Northwest A320.
Ooh, okay. Salute. I wondered what they were doing over there. So they've made the switch. And then there's another one coming across the end of the runway that is also a former Red Tail, A320 from Bozeman. Delta 2946. When they
Delta
are cleared to do so, they'll
right at Delta, contact ground point 9.
cross the,
ground point 9, Delta. 2946,
the end down there on
I'm going to pan over and
30 left. And
get it into
Bravo
frame for you so we can see what RJ is talking about. And there it goes, on the move.
Minneapolis departure information
Yep,
here.
crossing the westernmost end of runway 12 right.
Please, and monitor my frequency, point 9er.
Tower, get yes, 2560 heavy with an islet.
UPS 2560 heavy, Minneapolis Tower, winds 2705, runway 30 left, clear to land.
30 left, clear to land.
2946, continue Bravo, Mike, Papa, cross runway 4, and monitor ground point 8 now.
Okay, Bravo, Mike, Papa, clear across runway 4, and we're monitoring ground point 8 now. 2469.
3 off the right, they wait for you. Good night.
There's the new MSP Airport fire station. And it is now open for business.
Good night.
Ground point 8, Delta 1379, good night.
Everyone knows what that beeping means. Apologies if that was annoying to you. That's the scanner screaming at me, saying, "Hey, Alex, you idiot, give me more batteries. I'm hungry." Yeah, if you bring a scanner, they're going to want a whole battery pack to go with it. There we go, another 3-5 arrival. Another A320X Northwest.
Heavy, Minneapolis, meter.
So welcome back to the broadcast booth, everybody. If you're just joining us, I'm Alex, that's RJ, and you know what? It's been a great day for spotting so far here to start out the month of November, hasn't it? I think.
Always.
After all the bad weather that we've had over the past week or two.
Yeah, it's been a little interesting. I know when we had the weather last week on Halloween, I kept checking to look outside and see if it had started snowing yet, and of course, it wasn't at first, but after a while it finally switched over. But it was so wet that I know it really didn't do much where I live. Just made for a lot of wet roads for driving.
2560 heavy, an MD-11 arrival from Louisville, Kentucky, about to touch down on runway 30 left.
Super 4, you may cut the corner to Delta.
Love the tri-holer.
Good night.
Point Air, cut the corner at the Delta.
Contact 4.
And yeah, you know, when we had that weather last week on Halloween, you know what it was on Monday and Tuesday? A couple of days just before that. We were all still in shorts and t-shirts and out in the nice warm weather. I was out hiking both those days, and then cooled down Wednesday and even more on Thursday for Halloween. And first attempt at some snow.
2274 Minneapolis Tower at Whiskey 10. Cross runway 30 left, turn right on Alpha or further.
Whiskey 10, cross 30 left, right on Alpha, Delta 22.
Cross runway 4 and monitor ground point 9 now.
Clear to cross 4 on Alpha and we'll monitor point 9, Delta 69.
Delta 2274, continue Alpha.
So who out there noticed those big cockpit windows of that MD-11 that just went by?
4 and monitor point 9, Delta 20.
That's one of the reasons why my dad loved flying the 10.
2802,
His visibility, I would assume, is one of the best that you can have in a jet as large as that.
Oh gosh.
Or any jet, for that matter. Lockheed L-1011 was pretty much the same way. It had gigantic cockpit windshield windows.
Yeah, and I think I only ever flew on an L-1011 once. But yeah, that's the one thing that really stood out during the times that my dad flew, because he loved the big cockpit windows on the Northwest 10s.
Give way to United, Skies 4169.
United 2272, give way to a Delta Airbus and a 73
he was in one of the first classes, if not the first class worth of pilots for Northwest back in the time when they started training to fly them, when they were going to start to take delivery of them.
So 1699, give way to the aircraft, short final exiting. It's an RJ. They'll be making Charlie or Delta area for their exit.
Alright, well, I'll hold short to the lander, 1699.
And then Delta 1699 United off the left side, they'll be waiting for you.
Copy, 1699.
Endeavor 4839, turn right at Delta. Traffic waits for you. Continue straight ahead and contact ground point 9.
So those two Delta aircraft that are taxiing from their arrivals on runway 35, the one in the front of the two was came in from Sarasota.
And join Bravo.
And it was nice to see that airport reopen after Hurricane Milton, because they actually did lose some of the roof off of one of their concourses.
And I was just there in early May.
Be ready in 4 to 5 minutes, or 4 to 5 minutes once you reach the
And
end.
you know, it's sort of surreal to go someplace and then months later have it damaged heavily or shredded to bits, and you see some of the aftermath footage and think to yourself, well, first of all, good thing I wasn't there at that time, but second, I hope that everything recovers okay.
And monitor ground point 9
It's hard to believe that I was once there at one point.
Yeah, me too, because of the time that I spent living down there, and I'm reading, you know, various articles about what's going to happen with, as we called it down there in that area, the Tropicana Field where the Rays play baseball, because they lost, because of the loss of the roof, and of course that's always and originally always been an indoor stadium, so that any rain that gets inside, that's not designed for drainage. So
yeah, the roof is pretty much gone.
Yes, just about. So what they're going to end up doing is still, I think, you know, they're trying to still figure that out, and what it's going to cost. And of course they've got some plans to you know, build a new stadium too. So, you know, they're factoring that in as far as what they want to put into fixing the trop. In the meantime, or are they going to have to play somewhere else? Or who knows? But I'm sure it's doesn't look right driving by that stadium there on 275 and seeing it look that way. And I know when the Rays would win a game, they would light the roof up from the inside in orange.
Elias asked us a question. Do they have a certain spot where they de-ice the planes when winter comes? The answer to that is right across from the viewing area if they're on the 12s.
Yep.
Minneapolis Tower at Whiskey 10.
And it's right in view.
Runway 30 left,
and that's the one positive that if you brave the elements, you come out here to the aircraft viewing area, you get to see all that de-icing from a fairly close distance. Certainly looking forward to that. That's one of the highlights of winter spotting that I just can't wait for, and also the fact that colder air will carry sound waves farther, which means that we can hear spool-ups and roaring takeoffs a lot better, and just the audio is super crisp and clean. And as my associate producer, Logan Justice, says, it's deep-fried audio. It's all deep-fried. It's super crispy, and it's super rich and flavorful. And I think that that's a very true statement.
1569, continue
and when you're actually on an aircraft,
cross runway 4 and monitor
if you have a window seat, you see, you know, you can look out your window and see a little bit more up close as to the equipment utilized to do it. I know when I did my trip out to Denver back in early April to ski, I did a total of 6 days, 4 at Vail, 2 at Beaver Creek. We de-iced, and that morning we had a bit of a wet snow, so the conditions were as such were my flight de-iced.
Yeah, certainly waiting for de-icing is a bit of a pain, depending on if you're in a rush or not, but it's a really cool process, you know, and I always book a window seat, right? I have to have my window seat. I don't know if it's the same way, but I have to have my window seat. And I remember on American Airlines Flight 1395 to Dallas about a couple of years ago, waiting to get de-iced was always the tough part, right? Because, you know, like, come on, I want to get out of here. I want to get to Dallas.
Places to go, people to see, things to do.
Right, but when they were de-icing the aircraft, it was super cool to see them at work and how precise they were, all the crew that de-ices the planes, and I thought that was super, super fascinating. And there's different types of de-icing fluid depending on
temperature.
Yep, a lot of different factors. So, and there's different colors for that fluid as well, too. So.
Well, you know, they did ours pretty quickly.
Green is the strongest, I do know that one.
Yeah, I mean, we de-iced down, was it 30 left, and so there wasn't anybody else down there at the time, so we got ours done fairly quickly and got out to the end of the runway down there and had just a very brief hold, and off we went. And I know
traffic will get you going here shortly.
I felt it in my heart that day because my first round trip to go somewhere to do something from here, like I did, was my dad's runway. So that was cool.
It certainly was.
2272, go ahead.
And I'm looking out here now, you know, as we're starting to lose our daylight, you know, and I got my one runway light at the collector show.
United 2272, we can have
as they're lighting up out here on this side, you know, which one of them might I be able to get if those same vendors come back to the show next year when they do this runway. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, all right. Well, we want to take the time to let you know that our amazing live plane spotting shows
10 heavy, runway 30 left, line up and wait.
Are supported by DG Pilot, purveyor of gifts for the aviation and travel enthusiast. Visit them online 24/7 at dgpilot.com to get your aviation models and gear, or you can visit them in store if you're in the Twin Cities in downtown St. Paul. More information at dgpilot.com. Delta 10 Heavy is about ready to rock and roll, and that's where we will conclude our broadcast here on this Wednesday night here from MSP International Airport as the sun has almost completely set over the horizon. There's just a very small trickling of daylight that is left.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's the London Heathrow. Flight 10.
Delta 10 Heavy.
330-9.
Runway 30 left. Clear for takeoff.
That was a very quick readback. Kind of sounded like an auctioneer for a second. All I can say to that is either somebody's on a lot of caffeine or, I don't know, maybe they woke up this morning and are excited. We're having a good day today.
Started up 1133, Arco, 301.
With 1133, Minneapolis Tower, cautionary turbulence, heavy Airbus departed prior to your arrival, runway 30 left, clear.
All right, here's Delta 10 Heavy
2805, additional
with an unusual equipment upgrade. An A330neo is in charge of the London flight tonight for Delta.
Copy. Further.
Whiskey 10, cross 30 left and right on Alpha Delta Line 252.
Delta 10 Heavy, turn right heading 360, contact departure.
For departure on a 360 heading, Delta 10 Heavy, good night.
Whiskey. 26 Minneapolis Tower at Whiskey 10, cross runway 30 left, join Bravo out further.
At Whiskey 10, cross 30 left, join Bravo, Yellow 4, KOS 3826.
As we are winding things down, I like Elias's comment. Always need a window seat. Yep. I only like to sit with a window seat specifically on the left side of the aircraft because the left seat in the cockpit was my dad's.
That makes a whole lot of sense too, and I'm sure it reminds you of him a lot. And
oh, you bet it does.
Yeah, he loved flying a lot as well. From all the times you remember, or that I remember you telling me, and
yeah, he couldn't get enough. I mean, he'd come off a long trip from somewhere on an international scale and come out and go down those stairs and look back up at the aircraft and just could never get enough. Feel the color on the windsock. That tells you where we're at with our disappearing daylight for the day.
Monitor ground point 8 now.
Off into the evening we go.
Yep, that's the skyline of downtown Minneapolis in the distance. There's a parade of planes that will come in and out of frame. Arrivals on runway 35. And departures on 30 left certainly gave us some really cool moments in our broadcast, especially our flight to London tonight with the A330neo. And speaking of departures, it is almost time for us to depart. Final thoughts as we wrap this one up, RJ, for the viewing area.
Well, I'm glad I got out of the house and came out to help out again today. It's becoming kind of a ritual of mine. I mean, hey, you know how much I love this airport, and, you know, deeply rooted. So I'm not going to be able to do this all the time, but, you know, especially when we get into the colder months, I've got another position that's getting ready to start up for another season, but I'll still be here as much as I can.
Sounds good. Always appreciate your service. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this, RJ.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do that again. Come on.
Yep.
There we go.
That's better.
All right. And for RJ and for Micah and all the people that are involved with me on this amazing project called MSP Airport Live, we'll see you in the next episode from MSP Airport. Until then, blue skies and tailwinds, everybody. Have a good night.
Heading 30 left, clear for takeoff, crash 4169.
33 Minneapolis ground, Charlie 11, taxi via Delta Papa.
Delta Papa, Charlie 11, Delta 11, 33.
Welcome to DG Place You. Our number one goal is to provide you with the best customer service experience. That's why we're excited to take you behind the scenes today at our warehouse to provide you an up-close perspective of our model aircraft delivery experience. Our first step in the model aircraft delivery process takes place after your order is received. Our model aircraft delivery specialist will conduct a detailed inspection of your model for quality control to ensure we provide you with the highest quality products. Each specialist begins the inspection by removing the model from the box and performing a visual inspection of the model, checking features such as the wings, landing gear, and antenna, as well as the overall model for defects. After the inspection is complete, your model is reboxed and then prepared for packing. Each model is then bubble wrapped to provide an extra cushion to prevent any damage during shipping. After the bubble wrap process is complete, the model is then boxed for shipping. Our specialist then reconfirms your model is ready for shipping, attaches a shipping label, and then your model is sent out for delivery. We hope that you'll consider DG Pilot Aviation Collectibles for your model aircraft collecting needs. You can order products online at dgpilot.com or visit our St. Paul showroom where we have hundreds of model aircraft to choose from. From all of us at DG Pilot, thank you for your continued business, loyalty, and support, and happy collecting.